Welcome back to News and Views. Let's go to the phone lines. Doug Burgum is our guest, the CEO of the Kilborn Group. Also, I think entrepreneur is a very fair way to put it. Doug, how many people do you ever keep track of how many people you gave a job to in your life?
I haven't, but it's happy to say it's in the thousands.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And how many of them did you ever care if they could do the job, whether they were gay or not?
Never crossed my mind for a second.
It wasn't part of the interview process.
No, and it shouldn't be today, and it shouldn't be part of the process if you're, renting a house or applying for a job or getting credit or whatever.
Serving a meal.
It's not a. It's hard to think. It'd be even when you think about the potential discrimination. No employee would ever walk in and ask a business owner, "Who do you love?" and why would a business owner be able to ask them who you love, and then based on the answer, well, you can't work here.
Yeah. Let's go to the phone lines. Jim, you're on with Doug Burgum. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I guess under that same statement there, my only comment would be this. You mentioned Apple, for example, pulling out of Indiana because of this. You do realize they just opened a store in the country of Iran. And if you look at the country of Iran, you'd have to say that the discrimination between gays and lesbians and women over there is extremely much greater than anything in the United States of America. So I'm saying to you that if they want to remain consistent, and this is a true big-time deal for them, then they should pull out of all the countries that discriminate in the same context much greater than they do in the United States. What's the comment on that?
Thanks, Jim. Doug?
Well, the good news is I don't sit on Apple's board, and I don't have to make decisions about where they sell their products. But I think there's two different things here. Apple's a public company. They've got shareholders. The CEO and the board of that company are responsible under U.S. law to act in a fiduciary manner for their shareholders. They have to make decisions that are consistent with what's right for the company. In that sense, you want to be selling your products all over the world. And when we've got U.S. technology going all over the world, including to places where there's oppressive, dictatorships, I feel like the spread of U.S. technology means the spread of freedom of information, access to the internet, all of that stuff helps level and improve social issues over time. But meanwhile, back at home, from where their employment brand is, where Apple's hiring lots of people, they probably are making the same decision. It may seem hypocritical, but in the same decision, they may go in terms of our workforce that we have around the United States, whether it's in California, whatever, to help retain and attract the talent that Apple needs to be, right now, the most highly valued company in the world. They need to have the very best talent, and one way to get the very best talent is to be really clear right from the top, from the CEO, to say we're against any kind of discrimination, and we're for non-discrimination for all citizens. And I think that's really good for their employment brand in terms of them hiring people. So it may seem inconsistent, but I can see exactly how they would land on those decisions.
The other thing I would add is Jim's pointing out that they're picking their fights. Well, you pick the fights you can win, or at least influence, and this is our country. And it seems to me that in the United States of America, the one thing we want to do is set a standard for the world that hopefully they will get to, which is a standard that doesn't adhere to sexual discrimination, period. Now, when you go over that bill and you look at what's already in place versus what's being added, describe it to the public.
Well, if you look at the bill itself, currently in North Dakota has laws in place that prohibit discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, age, the presence of any mental or physical disability, or status with regard to marriage or public assistance.
That's already in place.
It's already
right
in place.
Now. We already have that, and the world hasn't gone to hell in a handbasket.
Right.
That's in place.
Right. And the law of this road is adding two words, which is sexual orientation, to that list.
So basically what you're saying is, along with this whole other group of people you just listed, we're going to make sure you can't discriminate against gay people.
Correct.
Period. And here, to me, Doug, is where we're getting beat up on this. They're getting beat up in the words of religion. And I don't understand that. I understand my religion, the Catholic religion's position when it comes to whether or not they believe in gay marriage. That's their choice. I can disagree with them all I want. That's their choice. It doesn't stop me from practicing my religion the way I choose to practice it. I'm really struggling with how this law would stop any person from practicing their religion.
Well, it wouldn't. It wouldn't prevent them from doing that. And again, I'm with you on this, because this is a country that was built around the concept of religious freedom. Religious freedom is guaranteed in our Constitution. So people have the ability to practice religious freedom. They can make that choice. But when we elect people, I think we're electing people to enforce the laws and the ideals of the United States. We're not electing people to enforce the ideals of their own particular religion.
Let's get another call before the break here. Corey, you're on with Doug Burgum. Go ahead, Corey.
Good morning, guys. A little bit of devil advocacy here is there a problem currently, right now, with widespread, even not even widespread, particular cases of this discrimination happening that this bill would actually prevent? I'm not.
I get what you're getting at.
I don't think
I'm short on time, so I'm just going to get to this. This was an email that came to me. He says, as a gay male who moved back to North Dakota over 3 years ago, I personally experienced discrimination in the area of housing. After returning to the state, I blocked a former classmate of mine from Facebook for his anti-gay rants directed at me. Soon after, I met a gentleman to look for an apartment. Everything was a go. I filled out the application before we parted ways. The next day, I received a call saying it wasn't going to work out, that we weren't a good fit. Confused, I did research. His business partner was the former classmate I blocked from Facebook. That takes a lot of courage to point that out, and that comes from Dennis. And it is happening, Doug. That's my point.
Right, and when we've got these number of job openings in North Dakota, we've got people getting up every day and deciding, should I move to North Dakota or not? Is this a place that I want to live, have my family and grow? And so when we put up a sign that says you're not welcome, it's affecting all of us.